Hi students, today I am going to discussing about rolling motion. So rolling motion is nothing but that is the combination of translator and rotator. See here, just an object is in rolling motion. That means that is rolled like this. At the same time, this body has the translatory motion and also rotatory motion. That means each particle of this body displaces from one position to another position. At the same time, it is rotated like this. That means the rolling motion we can write as here motion due to translatory plus motion due to rotatory. So that is the combination of the translatory motion and rotatory motion. For example, just to take the body, it is in rolling motion. The velocity of this particle, I am saying this is the center of mass of this body. So I am taking as a VCM. Here also body has the velocity. This particle also has the velocity. This particle also having some velocity. Now this is translatory motion. Only I am saying now translatory motion. The velocity of this particle VCM. Here also the velocity of this particle also VCM. And just I am taking rotatory. Only rotating like this. So in this case, the velocity of center of mass of this particle becomes here 0 because all particles are rotating about this axis like this. But the particle which is at this center, that is on the axis, there is no rotation. That's why the velocity of that particle becomes here 0. The radius of this body and taking as here r. In the situation at this point, the velocity of this particle due to rotation is equal to, can write as here Vr is equal to r omega. Here also Vr is equal to r omega. Here also Vr equal to r omega. That is like this because particle is in clockwise. The body is in clockwise direction. This is the only translatory. I am saying this is the rotatory. So in this case here Vr is equal to, also you can write as here r omega because this particle from the center is at a distance r. The body rotating with an angular velocity omega. That's why the velocity of this particle r omega, velocity of this particle r omega, velocity of this particle r omega, but direction it changes. Now these two are mixed. That becomes rolling. So the translatory motion plus rotatory motion, that gives here rolling motion. The body roll like this. So what is the velocity of this particle when body is in rolling motion? When body is in translatory motion, the velocity of this body is VCM. The velocity of the each particle is also having the same velocity VCM. Here also when body is in rotatory motion, the velocity of center of mass of particle becomes 0. Remaining all particles with respect to distance, the velocity, linear velocity, rotating velocity, we are equal to r omega, r omega. Now these two are mixed. That is nothing but rolling motion. In this situation, just take the points. The velocity of this particle or body at this point, we can take as here rotatory plus translatory. So rotatory means we can get here r omega plus translatory means we get here VCM. So the velocity of this particle at this point, or highest point, we get r omega, radius capital r omega plus VCM. At this position, velocity of this particle due to translatory motion like this, due to rotatory motion like this, Vr, the resultant velocity like this, that is equal to under root of, we get here Vt square plus Vr square. Translatory motion, rotatory motion, total rolling motion, under root of Vt square plus Vr square. Come to this point, translatory, at this point the velocity of Vt due to translatory motion, due to rotatory motion Vr. Here both are in opposite direction. That's why the resultant velocity due to rolling is equal to, can write as here Vr minus Vt. Vr means you get here r omega minus Vt. At this position, the velocity like this we can calculate. Here also get VCM, velocity due to center, velocity due to translatory motion, velocity due to rotatory motion, resultant velocity of this particle like this tangent under root of Vr square plus VCM square. So that is the velocity of the particles when body is in rolling motion. When we have said the body is in rolling motion, that should be known, the surface must be friction. Without friction, there is no possibility to roll the body. There will be some translatory motion or rotating motion, but it is not possible rolling motion without friction. For example, when body is in rolling motion, at this point of contact, the velocity of the particle must be 0. So that means the velocity of the particle at the bottom is equal to 0. This is always one optical condition. So from that we can write as here, the velocity of this particle at the bottom, r omega minus Vt. Here Vd is nothing but velocity due to translatory motion. That is also nothing but we can write as here Vcm. So we can write as here r omega minus Vt is equal to 0. So from that r omega is equal to Vt. Nothing but that equal here Vcm. Substitute here, you get here Vr, nothing but r omega plus Vcm means again you get here r omega. That equal to get here 2r omega. So that is the velocity of the particle when body is in rotatory motion at the top of the surface. At the bottom, velocity of the particle becomes 0. At this position, under root Vt square, Vr square, root 2 r omega. So here also we get root 2 r omega, but direction is different. So that is the velocity of the particles when body is in rolling motion. The particle, the maximum velocity is at the highest point. When particle at highest point, it gains the maximum velocity, that is equal here to r omega. For example, we get v equal to r omega. So what is the acceleration? From this we get here dv by dt, that equal to get here r into d omega by dt. So from the d omega by dt, angular acceleration, dv by dt, linear acceleration. So a is equal to get here r omega. So r alpha. So that is the acceleration of the particle. A equal to r alpha. So rolling motion, translatory plus rotatory. In translatory motion, velocity of the particles. In rotatory motion, velocity of the particle. In rolling motion, that means both are combined. The velocity of the particles at highest point, at the bottom, at one side, at this side, like that. For example, what is the velocity of the particle? I am going to discussing about the kinetic energy of the rolling body. See here, a body of mass m, moment of inertia I, radius of the body taking as here r. It is in rolling motion with angular velocity omega. Rolling motion. So the kinetic energy of the body in rolling motion is equal to kinetic energy due to translatory motion plus kinetic energy due to rotatory motion. Rolling is nothing but translatory and rotatory. So the total kinetic energy of the rolling body is equal to sum of the kinetic energy due to translatory motion and kinetic energy due to rotatory motion. So the body is moving with velocity v and rotating with angular velocity omega. That means it is in rolling motion with linear velocity v with rotating angular velocity omega. That's why we can write as the kinetic energy due to translatory motion. So we know the formula of m v square plus kinetic energy due to rotatory motion. We know the formula half I omega square. From that we can write as half m v square plus half, and I is nothing but moment of inertia of this body with respect to axis passing through center of mass. Here also velocity of center of mass. So I for any body we can write as here m k square, mass of the body, and k is radius of gyration, and omega. So in case of omega I can write here, we know the relation v is equal to r omega. R is radius, omega is the angular velocity, v is the linear velocity. From this omega equal to get here v by r. V by r equal to omega. So substitute here in place of omega we get here v square by r square. So that equal to get here half m v square, take out 1 plus k square by r square. So that is the kinetic energy of a rolling body. Half m v square of 1 plus k square by r square. For example, ratio between kinetic energy due to translatory motion, kinetic energy due to rotatory motion, kinetic energy due to rolling motion, kinetic energy due to translatory motion, kinetic energy due to rotatory motion, kinetic energy due to rolling motion is equal to, the write as here, kinetic energy due to translatory motion, you can use formula half m v square is to kinetic energy due to rotatory motion half I omega square is to kinetic energy due to rolling motion, you know the formula just now we derived, half m v square of 1 plus k square by r square. So from that you going to get here half m v square is to half, in place of I we can write as here m k square, omega plus 1, same way v square by r is to half m v square of 1 plus k square by r square. So from the total half m v square, here also half m v square, here also half m v square get cancelled. From that you get here 1 is to k square by r square is to 1 plus k square by r square. So that is the ratio between the kinetic energy due to translatory motion, kinetic energy due to rotatory motion, kinetic energy due to rolling motion. So 1 is to, for example, the fraction of kinetic energy of translatory motion in rolling. For example, body is in rolling motion with kinetic energy of 100 joules. The body is in rolling motion with kinetic energy of 100 joules. So from this 100 joule, some amount is due to translatory motion, some amount is due to rotatory motion. What part? 50% or 60% or 30% or whatever it may be not. That can be calculated by using this formula. Kinetic energy, the fraction of kinetic energy due to translatory motion in total energy. Kinetic energy translatory motion total, that equal to, from this you get here 1 by 1 plus k square by r square. The same way, kinetic energy, the fraction of kinetic energy due to rotatory motion, fraction of rotation kinetic energy, simple fraction of rotational kinetic energy in total energy. That means in case of the rolling body. So we can write as here k square by r square by 1 plus k square by r square. For example, for easy remember, beta equal to just assume yourself k square by r square. So in this case we can write as here 1 by 1 plus beta. Here also we can write as here beta by 1 plus beta. So that is the kinetic energy, fraction of translational kinetic energy in total energy. For example, disk or ring, as you wish. Yes, I am taking a ring. I am taking a ring in rolling motion. Ring is in rolling motion with kinetic energy 100 joules. What amount of energy is due to translatory motion? What amount of energy is due to rotatory motion? From these 100 joules, what amount of energy due to the translatory, what amount of energy due to the rotatory? You can calculate by using this formula. Kinetic energy translation by kinetic energy rolling, you get here 1 by 1 plus k square by r square. So I am taking here ring. That's why you know the formula. I equal, in case of ring, the moment of inertia I equal to mr square. I means m k square. From that m get cancelled. So you get here k square by r square is equal to how much? 1. So you get here 1 by 1 plus k square by r square means 1. So 1 plus 1 we get here 2. So that equal to get here 1 by 2. 1 by 2 means 0.5. That means we can write as 50%. That means from the total rolling energy, 50% of energy is due to translatory motion. But what is the amount of energy due to rotatory motion? So rotatory motion means due to translatory motion we know 50%. Remaining is due to rotatory motion. In this case, in case of ring, the kinetic energy due to rotatory motion is also nothing but 50%. For example, in case of disk is rotating, disk is in rolling motion with energy of 100 joules. From this, what amount of energy is due to translatory, what amount of is due to rotating motion? From same formula, I equal, you know the formula, in case of disk, the moment of inertia, I equal to mr square by 2. From that you can write as I place, you can write mk square, mr square by 2, both side mm cancel. So from that we get here k square by r square is equal to 1 by 2. Substitute here, that equal to 1 by 1 plus 1 by 2. That equal to get here 2 by 3. 2 by 3 means you get here 0.66 and so on. That equal to get here 66.6%. So the kinetic energy due to translatory motion in case of disk is 66.6%. The remaining percent is nothing but 33.6 and so on like that. Sorry, 33.33 and so on is due to the rotatory motion. So the amount of energy in case of disk 66.6% is due to translatory motion and remaining percent is due to rotatory motion. In that we can calculate the energy of the rolling body, kinetic energy of the rolling body due to translatory motion, due to rotatory motion, total kinetic energy of the rolling body. Depending on the bodies, the k square by r square value can be changes. In case of ring, in case of disk, in case of sphere, in case of cylinder, in case of hollow sphere, you know the values, k square by r square equal to 1 by 2, 2 by 3, 2 by 5, 1 like that. But substitute here, we can get the calculation. And one more concept is there. The kinetic energy of the rolling body on the horizontal surface, okay. Now the body is rolled from the inclined surface. In that case, what happens? Now, rolling motion on inclined plane. Just I construct an inclined plane. It makes an angle theta with the horizontal. The height of the inclined plane, just have to yourself, that is h. Length of the inclined plane, just have to take as here m. Now, a body of mass m, of radius r, is in rolling motion on inclined plane. At starting, body is at this position, so we can take as here the initial velocity of the body taken as here 0. As moving downward, the height of the body from the ground gradually decreases. When it is moving down, its energy, its velocity gradually increases. So when it reaches the bottom, the velocity of this body at the bottom, just I am assuming myself, that is v. Now what is the velocity of this rolling body when it reaches the bottom? What is the acceleration of the body? In what time it reaches the ground? So that we calculated by using simple equations. See here, initially body is at height of h. That's why that has some potential energy. I am using the Work-Energy theorem, law of conservation of energy concept. The potential energy is the body is mgh. As moving downward, it gains some velocity, that is I am saying v. So now initially body is at a highest point at rest. That's why its kinetic energy is here 0. Total energy at top point, that equal to get here mgh. When it reaches the bottom, the velocity of this body at the bottom take here v. So the kinetic energy of this body is equal to, can take as here half mv square. It is not correct because body is in rolling motion. That's why the kinetic energy of this body half mv square of 1 plus k square by r square. So that is the kinetic energy of the rolling body when it reaches the bottom. And from the ground, the body is, there is no height. That's why its potential energy becomes 0. Here total energy at the bottom, we can take as here sum of these two, kinetic energy plus potential energy. So we get here half mv square of 1 plus k square by r square. By using law of conservation of energy, The total energy at point top of the point is equal to total energy at the bottom of the inclined plane. So from that we can write as here mgh is equal to half mv square of 1 plus k square by r square. Here half, sorry, here m get cancelled, so we get here 2gh v square of 1 plus, send this side, 2gh by 1 plus k square by r square, that equal to get here v square. I am wanting what is the velocity at this point, v equal to, we get here under root 2gh by 1 plus k square by r square. The velocity of the rolling body when on the inclined plane when it reaches the bottom from a height h is given by under root 2gh by 1 plus k square by r square, that equal to v. In case of ring, k square by r square, ring mk square is equal to the formula mr square. Disk mk square, that equal to another formula mr square by 2. Solid sphere, moment of inertia, that equals solid sphere 2 by 5 mr square. Hollow sphere, from that we can write as nk square is equal to 2 by 3 mr square. In case of cylinder, hollow, so nk square is equal to, you can write as mr square. So from this you get the value k square by r square. For each body you get the value from this formula, k square by r square equal to here 1, then k square by r square equal to 1 by 2. From that you get the value k square by r square. For example, a ring is dropped from this point, from the top of the inclined plane. When it reaches the bottom, what is velocity? You get the formula v equal to under root 2gh by 1 plus k square by r square. What is the value of k square by r square for the ring? You get 1. Substitute here. From that you get the velocity. Or solid sphere is dropped from this inclined plane. Now body reaches to bottom. At this, what is the velocity of the solid sphere? In this place also k square by r square. From that we get the sphere, solid sphere. So solid sphere we get value 2 by 5. M cancel, k square by r square we get here 2 by 5. Substitute here. From that we get the values, velocity of the body when it reaches the bottom on inclined plane in rolling motion. V equal to under root 2gh by 1 plus k square by r square. Same way, what is the acceleration? Here velocity is 0. Here velocity of the body is v. There will be some change in velocity. That's why body gains some acceleration. What is the acceleration of the body? We can take it as here by using the formula v square minus v square is equal to 2as. From that v square means 2gh by 1 plus k square by r square, u 0, that equal to 2a. S means here distance covered from here to here nothing but length of the plane, that is yeah. So from that to both sides get cancelled. You get here gh by 1 plus k square by r square is equal to a into n. So from this we can write as here sin theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. That means we get here h by l. From that we get here l sin theta is equal to h. Substitute here in place of h, g into h means we get here l sin theta by 1 plus k square by r square, that equal to a into l. Both side l cancel. From the acceleration a equal to get here g sin theta by 1 plus k square by r square. From this also we calculate the acceleration, linear acceleration of the rolling body when it reaches the bottom. A equal to g sin theta by 1 plus k square by r square. What is the time taken to reach the ground? Ikkad nunchi from here to here it takes some amount of time to reach from here to here. That's also can be calculated by using s equal to ut plus half 80 square. S means yeah, U 0 plus half A means you know the value G sin theta by 1 plus K square by R square into T square. Send this side. 2L by G sin theta by 1 plus K square by R square under root T equal. So from that T equal you can write as a under root 2L by G sin theta of 1 plus K square by R square. So K square by R square nothing but beta, you can no problem. 2L by G sin theta 1 plus beta. So that is the time taken by the body to reach the bottom, velocity of the body at the bottom, acceleration of the body is G sin theta by 1 plus K square by R square. For example, a ring, sphere, both are dropped from the same time. Which body reaches the ground first? Or which body has the more velocity? By using the formula. Here also, for example, in case of ring, time taken by the ring to reach the ground under root 2L by G sin theta. 2L G sin theta for the same inclined plane. L is G sin, all are same. So from that we can write as here T proportional to under root of 1 plus beta. In case of ring, the time taken by the ring to reach the ground is proportional to, can diagnose here 1 plus beta. Beta means K square by R square. Ring you get 1. So get here and calculate T ring by T sphere. That equal to under root of 1 plus beta by under root of So from these two, ring and sphere, both are dropped at the same time. Which reaches the ground first? By using the formula T ring by T sphere is equal to, can write as under root of 1 plus beta. In case of ring, K square by R square 1 by under root of solid sphere 1 plus solid sphere K square by R square 2 by 5. That equal to LCM 7 under root 10 by 7, that is greater than 1. So the time taken by the ring is greater than the time taken by the solid sphere to reach the bottom. So initially which body reaches the ground first? Solid sphere, because it takes the less time compared with the ring. So like that we can get the calculations. So I can also have some concept on this rolling motion on the inclined plane. What is the torque acting on this body? I am saying the body is in rolling motion. How it is possible? The rolling is possible only when the inclined plane is rough surface. That means if it is smooth, there is no possibility to roll the body on the inclined plane. The rolling is possible only on the rough surface. Just I am taking body of mass m, moment of inertia I. Radius of this rolling body I am taking as R, mass is m, weight of the body taking as here mg, angle of inclination theta. Now the weight is on two components along the horizontal mg sin theta, this one becomes here mg cos theta, and angle is theta. Now body, when body placed on, there will be some normal reaction, that is here N. To roll the body on the inclined surface or any horizontal surface, friction is must and should. So bodies are moving down, that means friction is developed in opposite direction. So due to its own weight, there will be some torque is developed with the help of the friction force. So here the torque tau is equal to, can write as here, the friction force is acting here with the center. From the center, the force, line of action of force is at a distance capital. That's why the torque acting on this body due to friction, tau equal to, can write as here R into F. So if I is moment of inertia and alpha is angular acceleration, then the torque you can write as here I alpha. So the dipole you can take as here R into, in place of F you can write as here mu n. The dipole R into mu n means you get here normal reaction n equal to mg cos theta. So I alpha the dipole. So I means moment of inertia of this body you get here.